Finally, it actually. How's one person already here instantly? Somebody just was clicking their mouse randomly or their finger on their phone. Finally, YouTube made the video in the right orientation. It didn't make it vertical video, even though I have the phone turned horizontally. Got the heat running. If you saw the video earlier today, I was filming late in a Walmart parking lot. I saw a tow truck getting ready to tow a car that was next to an RV that was obviously a guy sleeping. It made me so mad. I wanted to run up to that tow driver and scream at him and just cuss him out. But, I was also worried in the moment, like, does he have a gun? Like, is he a lunatic? He's probably a piece of shit. But fortunately, the guy who owned the car got him to leave. Because you are allowed to sleep in Walmart parking lots. And but he towed someone else. And that was sad to see. It was disgusting. Oh, we went up a few people and went back down. Now, 2 people in here. I don't know who just joined and then who left. But let me get some moisturizer for my hands. I haven't used some in a while. While wait for people to join. Bought groceries today at Aldi. Spent about 30 bucks. Been spending too much money lately, but not horrible. I mean, fortunately this food's gonna last me a while. Oh, and I should put this bread back in the trunk. But now my hands are all greasy. And I was gonna go, first of all, I thought I was gonna go to the Green New Deal protest in DC. Found out I couldn't go to that, or basically I really would have had to get up early to do it. It was 8 in the morning. I would have been glad to be there. Oh, and I gotta sleep. I slept till like 2:30 in the afternoon Monday. And then I was gonna go to this free movie, but I waited to RSVP to it, and then it was all filled up by the time I tried to RSVP. So tomorrow I can't go to the free movie. So I'm trying to figure out what else to do with my free time. Last night I hung out at McDonald's, talked to some Hispanic guys. There's one guy, I don't know, I might want to text a Hispanic guy who learned English just by talking. When I met him, barely spoke a word of English. He learned English really well, and I asked him, how'd you do it? He's like, man, I don't fucking know. Because he said his boss at one of his jobs told him, I'm only going to speak to you in English. And because of that, he just learned English. It's not perfect. It's a little faulty, but it's like 95% of the way there. It's really sort of the feeling, it feels a little bit like dead, like distant. But he speaks English really well. And I'd known him for a while, and I saw him the other day, and I said, hey, can we meet sometime? And we can go to a bar or something, but I just want to practice speaking Spanish with you. And he said, okay, sure. I got his number. I don't know, maybe I'll text him tonight. I know he tends to be up late. It's just, well, I got to stop making excuses. I was going to say, well, I know he's kind of far away from where I am now. And I don't want to drive 15, 20 miles probably. Yeah, about 20 miles, maybe actually more than that. Spent the day studying. I finally found a notebook to write Spanish terms in. My mom wouldn't let me over tonight to drop off my blankets since I have my sleeping bag. I'm like, you could just unlock the door. She's like, no, Angelo, I'm too tired. What do you need to come over for? I said, I told you, I need to drop off stuff and set up the computer because I need to send out some files. And she's like, no, Angelo, I'm too tired. I said, just unlock the door. She's like, no, Angelo, come tomorrow at 1:30. I said, I'm not coming at 1:30. You cancel constantly at 1:30. And I'll probably be, no, I won't be sleeping, but I might be, finishing up at the gym or something. I won't have time to get over there that early. But she's more than likely going to cancel, which is what she often does. So I said, please make it at nighttime. And I said, oh, forget it. I wanted to drop off a bunch of some books and blankets here too. It's taking up so much space in my back seat. I'm trying to figure out what to do with my time now. Like, I have stuff. What was I going to say? I have stuff to do. I've studied a lot of Spanish. I'm still studying. I want to practice it. I have stuff to write for movies, but I got to be doing stuff a little bit, meeting people. I don't have any problem necessarily talking to strangers or whatever. It just I don't have money to go out and do stuff. It feels terrible. Also, it is kind of a drag. Like when I talk to people and I realize I'm not interested in talking to them at all. Hey, it happens all the time. Lots of people don't want to talk to me. You know, not saying it's like I'm always the person they want to talk to, although I am a good leader. Not many film events going on that I could find, at least, and for, you know, nights I'm available. So maybe tomorrow I'll go into DC for something. I don't know. Ugh, I might go try and do stand-up comedy about my old roommates. That might be fun, and, you know, have like a message about it and scream about it. But I also, you know, I know I just got to do it if I want to do it, because I've done stand-up before. It's so depressing. Like, it's so just miserable, especially if it's a small room. There's not many people there. You don't have much time. It's a lot of other miserable comedians. You know, it's a sad feeling a lot of times. And I wasn't very good at it at all. I didn't want to do it. I just sort of wanted some. I thought I was going to end up making money filming comedians. Yeah, that worked out. Right? They're a bunch of broke young guys, basically. But maybe I'll do that. I don't know. The other thing is I got to find out which one's actually running, and I wish I knew which ones are good. You know, which ones are like they have people there. Because it's always sad when it's just a few people, and, you know, it's like the manager or whatever, and just other comedians, and it's in some small room. So I'll find out, hey, 16 people, click the like button. I'll get to your comments in a little bit. My hands have lotion on them, so I'm trying to dry them up a little bit. Got the heat going in my car. Trying to figure out what to do. What do I do with my free time? I got to go to free stuff. So if you missed it earlier, I said the Green New Deal, I didn't end up making it to the protest too. You may have seen it on the news. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Bernie Sanders have been working to save the planet, basically. Revolutionize how we consume energy, have lots of jobs in the process, make it, you know, safer, make for safer energy production and also renewable energies. Couldn't go to that because the training was the night I was working. And the next day, it turned out the event was at 8 o'clock in the morning. Wow, I said my pronunciation was weird. And I could have really pushed myself if I wanted. I didn't want to do that. I really wanted to sleep. So I didn't end up making it. Felt a little bad about that. Would have taken all day. That's kind of fun. Hey, I mean, it's the planet, but it's also making me realize I got to get a job with some more regular hours. It's kind of nice, you know, I'm out meeting people, swimming around, working at a bar, but I don't really want to do it. But I already know I've been through this so many times. There's not really other jobs that I want. I don't want to work in customer service. I don't want to work manual labor. Although I may do some of that, but I'd be working with a friend, helping haul stuff for people. You know, making the videos. I'm not sure what else I could possibly do. But I realize I do kind of want some, you know, more regular hours, because it would be nice to be out. I have not been out on a Friday or Saturday night in years. I'm not, you know, pitying myself or anything, because, you know, it works out kind of nice, but it's like, man, I can't, oh, whatever. What am I repeating myself for? So, even tonight I might be able to do something. I got a friend who, oh, I just farted. Who I've known for a while, but like I never got his phone number. We just run into each other a lot. And finally I said, because he's Hispanic, I said, hey, can we meet sometime? We can hang out at a bar or whatever. I just want to practice my Spanish. And he said, sure. So maybe I'll text him tonight, because I know he's up kind of late. It would be a little bit far for me to get to, but do I have an excuse, you know, if I want to go out, if I want to push myself? So I don't even know if he's working. Got a bunch of comments here. My goodness. You know, the other thing too, okay, I'm going back to the beginning. The comments, drive to Indiana, you can have a place to stay for cheap rent. The other thing I'm thinking, maybe I should just leave the area. I got to save up a little more first. Really, I don't have savings. It's just paid out my credit card and put a tiny fraction of my paychecks into my savings account. The rest I put on my credit cards, because I realized I've been living on credit for years. And so that's a bad decision. Don't do that if you can help it. That I looked at my bank app on my phone, and I saw it has a budget thing, and it says on average I spend like $300 more a month than I make. That's why my credit card was frequently maxed out, because I was living on my credit card. I really could not afford the room I was living in for 2 years. So maybe tonight I'll try and text him. I don't know. I could. The other thing is, like, I could go to maybe, I don't even know if there's this bar I like, because it's kind of like a progressive, you know, they're like very socially conscious. That stuff I cannot stand these like Confederate bars. I've been to one where it's like, man, I'm out of place here. Where it's like, you know, guns on the walls and messages like Confederate flags and, you know, a steer head on the wall, the skull of one. And it's all basically, you know, it's like deep South in the northern South. So this place really cool, like, you know, younger crowd and everything. But unless they have an event going on, I'm pretty sure they don't tonight. I don't really want to do any go there, spend money. But yeah, I might just have to move somewhere and just find somewhere cheaper, because I don't know what other option there is for me. I don't want to keep working my job. I don't hate my job. That's the thing. It's just I'm aware of how weak the cash flow is while working that job. I heard something about that Marvelous Mrs. Maisel on Prime Video. I haven't watched anything like that. I just watch free stuff on YouTube once in a while. Indecent proposal situation. Wait, is M. Gray Chelsea, or are you saying hi to someone else? Chelsea. Oh, I'm homeless, if you didn't notice. Where's all these people coming from? Well, I left you a comment a while ago, but if you're ever in the Connecticut area, feel free to reach out. Oh, hey, K-Dubs World. Oh, man. Doing all right. Doing pretty well. I got it's getting warm in my car. Actually, I'll turn the engine off. I got a military sleeping bag called Wiggly's or something. It's real nice, because I realized I have to have a sleeping bag. It is so damn cold at night. It's like sleeping on a block of ice. Each night I was having to run the heat longer and longer after waking up at around 5 or 6 in the morning every night, like 15 minutes a night, 20 minutes a night, 25 minutes a night, just to fall back asleep because it was so cold. Got this sleeping bag. It's perfect. I don't sweat in it. I don't like get too hot. I wear my jeans and thermal shirt and t-shirt, or just a t-shirt like this. And it goes over me. It wraps up like a mummy or like a cocoon. I sleep great in it. It's awesome. Saw a tow truck. I'm so angry. Seeing this predatory tow truck. I really wanted to like make a video of it, film it, but I was also scared in the moment. I really should have done it, because I feel bad that I didn't, and that this tow driver was trying to take advantage. He didn't even have the right car. He was going to tow the wrong car. And you think the tow company has to pay out when they tow the wrong person? Fuck no. They have all the power. They have the police behind them. There are laws in place, and a lot of them operate illegally anyways. I've studied stories about that. I'm writing a movie about it, about a predatory tow company, although I'm not exactly sure how it works out, but about a tow company that steals a car, basically, and they have fully worked with the police, which a lot of tow companies have. And in fact, in Baltimore, they had a situation where police were going to accident scenes of car accidents and telling people, you don't have to go to where your insurance company says your car should be towed, even if their car was still operable. They said, you go to the tow company, to this repair shop that we recommend, this tow yard and repair shop, and they'll fix the car. They'll get you situated fine. And so they would tow the person for free. But the thing that happened was the tow company, this happened in Baltimore. Bunch of cops got convicted for it, and the two brothers who ran the tow company. The tow company would take the cars over exaggerate how much damage there was on it, write up, a big bill for the insurance company. The insurance company would pay how much damages they said there were, and sometimes the cops would tell them to embellish, like how to embellish the damage or do more damage themselves. And then the tow company would pay the cop who sent them to tow the car to be towed like $200 each time they did it. This went on for years. It was a ring of cops in Baltimore. Baltimore cops are so dirty, and finally they got caught. But they were they were like ripping off insurance companies for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so you think if this guy towed this other car illegally, you think he would have had, the tow company would have to pay damages and stuff? Hell no. And then the guy came out of his RV and explained what happened. It was his car, but I wanted to run out there and scream at that guy like, this is obviously the guy with the RV's car. Don't mess with him. Oh my goodness, I wanted to scream at him. But I know, like, I cannot let be that angry in front of people. That's the guy, who knows, he may have had a gun. Who knows if he would have tried to get me arrested, which kind of would have been a protest. But anyways, then he went and towed another car, and I felt terrible about that, towing someone else's car in this near empty parking lot. Maybe the person walked away from the car to another business. I don't know where they would walk to. Maybe they walked nearby and slept someplace. I don't know. But it still felt dirty and disgusting. How could someone do that? You saw the video? You bet it was A1 towing? I wish someone would find out. Am I getting worn out yet? Why aren't I eating my Jim Baker buckets? Hey, now the comments are staying on screen. How'd I do that? Before they never would. I always have to tap the screen. Am I getting worn out? Kind of. The thing is, it's like I visualize the few pieces of paper I make in money each day at my job. And I'm realizing it's going to be so slow going. I got to find stuff to do, and I don't want to just spend my money out. I got to meet people. I got to find stuff to do and, learn stuff. And I don't know, eventually, maybe I'll just drive to another state or something. Shell, you're asking if I get worn out. Shell offered me a place in Kentucky and said there may be jobs there or something. Also, it seems like people might be kind of my style, like artists and stuff. I don't know, maybe that, because so expensive here. And I don't want to do my job. And also, I found out one of my coworkers is a white supremacist. Good. I'm like, how? Yeah, and it's my job to protect people there. And this guy trashed LGBTQ people. He trashed non-binary gender people online. He'll trash them, and these are some of our customers. So why would I even want him to be, or why would he want to be around? It makes no sense. Guy hiding in plain sight, harboring these hateful views. He talked about doing horrible things to immigrants. I saw it on his social media profile. Anyways. It's like, but that's what the South is, in a way. That's what a lot of the country is. Who are we kidding? It's not like the Northerners are all enlightened. But anyways, find the IWW. I think someone said something like those. That acronym sounds familiar. I don't really know what that is. My friend worked at a tow shop, and I would hang out with him during the night shifts. It was crazy. Oh, wow. Car towed a few weeks ago when I parked in my friend's condo complex, and tow company charged me $380. Yeah. I'd like to quit. It just, again, the problem is I don't like most jobs. This is probably the best job I can get. Good pay, relatively speaking. It's pay per hour is good. And my boss isn't all, up people's asses about you got to clock in and everything. I hated jobs like that. Treat you like children. I show up. I leave, I do my job, I do more than what's expected of me, and she's good about that. But I don't know what else I could do. That would be, I just wish I had something during the day that, I made some steady work during the day, so I had some nights free. But, that's on me, I guess. It's just, I don't know what else. Being a bouncer is good because most of the time I'm not doing anything. And I've worked way harder jobs for less money, got treated way worse, and well, I already said all the downsides. Less money for working way harder. When I worked at a movie theater, man, I would be so exhausted. Sometimes I didn't have time for breaks. We would have 4,000 customers on a busy day coming through the theater. I was working a lot of times on the concession stand, or I would be cleaning up theaters and dealing with problems because I was a manager there when I was 19 and 20. So, real big problem. I actually found you after searching for Jim Baker after watching the Super Deluxe Jim Baker bucket videos. Cool. Yeah, it's just a question of what else would I do? I don't know. I wish I had something in videos that would do it, and I really know that's on me. Like, I got to jumpstart something, you know? I'm the one with, like, I know how to do it, basically. I've made lots of videos before. Sunk a ton of money into videos. Like, especially you look at Angelo's Mom's Cooking Tips, where we had a full studio that we built for that, and I had a whole crew, and I paid down to my last few dollars, like $2, and was going without sleep for like 30 hours to do that. Story time about crazy stuff that's happened at work. I'm sure you have great stories. Okay, I'll talk about one. I'll talk about a story. Now I can talk about it. Well, I could have talked about it before, but something that just happened, I just went in court for, and I won the case. Guy sucker punched me at work last August. And what happened, it was so dumb. After last call is, if you don't know, at a bar, it's like when they say, okay, you know, we're about to close, get your last drink orders in, everyone's got to plan on finishing your drinking. It's especially important in bars that, you know, they have discipline about that, because the longer people drink, the drunker they get, the worse they behave, the sicker they get, the more they puke. So every night, it's just a standard thing. It's like we monitor the alcohol. So last call, you know, let people know, hey, get your last drink orders in, and then we don't admit anyone else. So no one else can come in the bar, because the idea is you're not supposed to be starting your drinking that late. You're supposed to be finishing. And also, there's a little more chance that people have been drinking earlier in the night and then come and they're already intoxicated. So, like 10 minutes after last call, right before we're about to close, you know, for real, like, guy comes in, says, oh, my friend bought me a beer. She's already waiting for me. I said, sorry, it's after last call. One of my coworkers comes over and says, oh, no, wait, Angelo, he's my ride. I said, really? Okay, fine. I didn't know that. Like, okay, you can come hang out. I should not have let him in. And the owner told me that. And I said, I know. I said, I absolutely shouldn't have let him in. I said, okay, all right, I didn't know that. You can come in, but you can't drink. It's after last call. He went down, sat next to his friend, picked up the beer that she bought. I went over and said, look, you can't drink that. I already told you that. And the friend was like, what? What's going on? I said, it's all right. It's not your fault. You didn't know. But I told him he couldn't drink when he came in. It's after last call. Doesn't matter that you ordered him a drink. He can't. He's like, oh, man, you're not, like, I'm drinking this beer. I don't care. I said, you can't drink it. You already told me that. He's like, why? What's going on? I said, you already told me, okay, you can't drink. We get back and forth. I try and, you know, like, I just put my hand on his shoulder. I wasn't even, like, pushing him hard. I said, come on, man, you got to go. He stands up, but he still doesn't leave. Put my hand down. We're talking a little bit. I said, look, you said you wouldn't drink. I didn't expect you to lie to me. You got to go outside. So he took his stuff out of his pockets, put it on the bar. I said, look, just go outside with it. I slid his stuff back to him. Bam, he punched me in the face. I punched him. We're going back and forth. At one point, I grab him by the throat, hold him down at the bar, and then he swings at me again, hits me in the face. I wasn't trying to hit him as hard as I could, because I know a punch can kill someone. And you don't know what conditions someone has before you hit them. They could have high blood pressure. They could be prone to aneurysms. Like, it's horrible. You don't know. They could have, you know, they could suffer detached retinas. Like, you don't know. It's not good, you know, just because in the moment you have to stop someone, it doesn't mean, like, you have to exert the maximum amount of pain. Anyways, we punched each other a little bit. People pulled us apart. Bartender calls the cops. He went outside. I forget what I said, something, but he was walking away with his douchebag friends. And and my nose bleeds so easily. When I was in high school, I got nosebleeds like every day for a while. I had to leave class to go take care of my nosebleed. But ever since then, my nose bleeds so easy. I look down, I'm like, there's blood all over me, blood on my boots. There's a trail of blood going out the bar to the sidewalk. Because I go outside, I'm watching him walk away with his friends, and I think I was telling him, like, hey, come on, the cops are coming. Don't abscond. Don't run from the police. Well, he walked away. Cops found him like 3 blocks away. I identified him. I pressed charges. Court was finally 2 months later. So it was like 2 weeks ago. He punched me in the end of August. Oh, and by the way, he was not the DJ's he was not my coworker's ride. My coworker was just making shit up. And he told me, and I told him afterwards, I was like, dude, the only reason I let him in was because you said he was your ride. He's like, no, I didn't say he was my ride. I said he was fine. I'm like, come on. What are the odds that's the one thing I misunderstand the whole night. That you say, it's fine, he's fine, and I thought you said he was your ride. I heard you say that. And he's the kind of guy, he just wants everybody to love him. He always wants to have friends over, hanging out. I said, you and your friends aren't special. There's no exceptions for you guys. There was no reason for him to be in the bar. Anyways, court was finally 2 weeks ago. I had to get up early for it. It's kind of a pain. Dress up nice. Went there. Whole thing ended up taking like 4 hours total. So it was kind of a hassle. I was glad there was a recess in court where I could go to the bathroom. First thing I noticed in court, way too many cases of people being prosecuted for the VRE violations. Like, in other words, it's a commuter train around here. Why are we prosecuting people for that stuff? What a waste of court resources. Figure out, I get it's the government, it's a bureaucracy, it's a commuter train, it's probably owned by the government, I guess. So instead of it being like a private business where you can just kick someone out if they don't pay or whatever, they prosecute them. It's a ridiculous waste, and it seemed like a lot of people who didn't pay, the judge said something weird. I couldn't understand. In each case, it was a similar charge. It's like failure to update your food mart. I swear, that's what it sounded like he was saying, or your food cart. I don't know what he was saying, your ticket card or something. But in each case, it seemed it was like half the cases or something. I don't know, maybe a quarter, maybe more, that he said, okay, not guilty, because it was just like some mix-up where the person forgot they didn't add the money to their card, or they got on the train and then forgot and fell asleep to pay the ticket or something, that they're regular commuters. I don't know, but it was a waste of time. And then there were 2 guys who were charged with marijuana possession. I'm like, what are these people doing sitting in a courtroom? We all know people who smoke weed. Half the country has smoked weed. Well, more than that. If people actually went to court every time they smoked weed, like half the country would be in prison for like life. For every single time, if you added it all up. It's ridiculous. Why were these guys in court? It's so obviously like they're political prisoners, basically. And what's so ridiculous, the judge said, okay, you can either just, accept the conviction now and be done with this, or I can extend your trial for 6 months. You do community service probation, and the charge is gone. And they both just accepted it. They didn't want to delay it. They said, no, I'll just plead guilty. What's the point of that? But anyways, so when I get to court, I have a flash stick with video, security footage of the fight. I give it before court. I met with the prosecutor and a witness assistance person. I gave her the video. I described what happened. It's pretty cut and dry. Like, the guy sucker punched me. It's all on video. And I had 2 witnesses from my job show up. This guy spent money on a private attorney. He didn't accept a public defender. He wanted to fight it. He wasn't going to plead guilty. So he spent money on a private attorney. The attorney gets the video, and the prosecutor relays to me everything. She's saying, well, okay, they're looking at the video now, so what can either happen, we go before the judge today, or they ask for an extension, which means you all would have to come back. And we all, work late. My coworkers are miserable there. They were subpoenaed to come, so, they kind of had to be there. Although, I don't know if you'd get in trouble for not showing up as a witness. But anyways, because I know people have done that, and like even for cases where they got attacked, where they were just like, fuck it, man, I'm not going back to court again and again when it keeps getting delayed. But we're waiting. We wait in the courtroom. The prosecutor pulls me out of the courtroom for a little bit during recess because they're still not ready. The defense isn't ready. They're still thinking about their options. prosecutor said, okay, what they're offering is, if you were willing to drop the charges, the lawyer's client will will do probation and community service, so he doesn't have a court record. And also she said the defense attorney would like to talk to you as well. And I asked the witness assistance person, I said, she actually told me that earlier. I said, well, like, what's the benefit of that, or should I? And she's basically like, there's no benefit to doing it. I said, okay, well, I'm not doing it. And so the prosecutor told me, okay, they're trying to just get you to basically buy you off. And I said, no, I'll take it before the judge. So that's when I knew this guy's sweating bullets. He's worried about it because the security footage is incontrovertible. I have 2 witnesses. I'm testifying. You know, I knew the defense attorney might put me on the stand, and I didn't want to have to go through that. Like, I was kind of like, oh man, it's going to be obnoxious. Like, I don't know if he'll try and trip me up on some detail I wasn't sure of or something. But, you know, it's pretty clear this guy sucker punched me and had no cause to. And we go back in court. Finally, he gets called up. Goes before the judge with his lawyer. Judge asks, how do you plead? He says, no contest. So I'm like, well, simple enough. No contest, if you don't know what that means, it's something that was created like a couple decades ago, I guess, because certain people wanted to say they weren't guilty, but they knew if they pled not guilty, there would be more than enough evidence and a likelihood to convict them. And then they would probably get an even harsher penalty than if they had just pled guilty. So no contest, it can be a coward's way out. It can be an innocent person, but it can be a coward's way out. Like this guy or my brother did that when they believe they're justified in what they did, or they just want to fight it. They don't even necessarily believe they were justified. My brother did that when he was convicted, and it was all on video. I would have loved to hear him defend his case, but basically, I'm sure his lawyers advised against it. But the guy pled no contest. He was sentenced to a 60-day jail sentence that's suspended, and which means he won't serve jail time, but he will have a conviction on his record, and he has to behave himself for the next year, not get in any trouble. If he gets in trouble, he might have to serve that 60-day jail sentence, and also no contact with me. Now, and getting in trouble, you know, doesn't guarantee he'll go to jail for 60 days. They might say, okay, you get a second chance or something. And also, a 60-day jail sentence, a lot of times because of overcrowding and time off for good behavior, he might just serve like a third of that, like 20, 30 days or something. But anyways, that's what happened. You know, it was a good result. Even though there was nothing at stake for me, I was still kind of nervous about the court case, what would happen. So let me see what people are saying here. Yeah, and there was just blood all over, man. Oh, my blood was there. And actually, one of my coworkers said, Angelo, can you mop up your blood? And I was still, you know, a little shaken, like, I was all right, fortunately. And I didn't go to the hospital. I still have a little scar tissue right here under my lip. I was worried, would that go away? Because it was like this bulging, you know, scar tissue here where he cut my lip on my teeth and I was bleeding from there. But yeah, there was a trail of blood through the bar that I had to mop up at the end of the night. And, you know, if you get punched, what happens to me when I've been punched before, it's like you're a little shaking, you feel a little cold. You know, I guess it's a little bit of shock. And so I'm like, all right, you know, I'm a little concussed. But anyways, and I realized I don't ever want to be in a fight again. I've been in enough fights. I don't want to be in any more fights. World Packer thing would be good for you, at least temporarily. You have a free bed to sleep in. Practice Spanish. I don't even remember what World Packer is. Seems like a lot of work for me. Can I have the travelers in your videos? Yeah, maybe. Oh, we got a troll. Whoa. But anyways, simple enough story. But yeah, I shouldn't have let the guy in. I told the owner that later. I was like, yeah, I know. I shouldn't have let him in. Let me get the phone charging a little bit. 30 people here. Not bad. Click the like button, everybody. Anyways, so Yeah, that was a little bit of an ordeal, but not too bad. But yeah, fighting is terrible because you never know how badly you could get hurt. You know, my fear is, will I have permanent injuries whenever I get punched? And I've been in fights before, you know, or potential fights that could have gone a lot worse. I've talked about it before. A guy flashed a gun at me once, and then he pointed it at a woman's head at my job. And he got convicted for that. I think got a year jail sentence and might have served like 6 months of that or something. Other fights too. One time there was supposedly he was an FBI agent. He was drunk, he was being an asshole, and he had a gun on him. And he wouldn't leave. His friends were being assholes, and so we had to call the cops. And fortunately, nobody got hurt or anything. But yeah, just being an asshole with a gun. Like, didn't want to leave. He was too drunk to be there. And you know, situations like that, it's just hard to manage, and you know, it's unpredictable. You just count on people, you know, not doing the worst. Work a few hours a day, get a free bed to stay in. I need to make money. That's the issue. I need to pay down my credit cards. That is a big thing. If I didn't have credit card debt, I could kind of say, you know, I'll just live off, you know, what little I make on YouTube and just travel around and find odd jobs or something. But hey, Laura, doing all right. Hey, you missed a big story about how I got in a fist fight 2 months ago and went to court and I won with the guy. He got convicted for assault and battery. But you can watch it later. And I'm trying to figure out now. Now, I said I might text my friend later. I'm not going to text him tonight. If I text him and he wants to meet, I'd have to drive at least 40 minutes to get to wherever he is. And he's a Hispanic guy. He could have, you know, I told him I want to practice my Spanish and, you know, we can hang out. So I've known him for a while. But he's too far away wherever he is, because like I found a different place to stay at tonight. And yeah, I'm already getting tired. And tomorrow I want to get up early and figure out, like, do I want to do something? Do I maybe want to do stand-up comedy about my roommates? I used to do stand-up. I wasn't good at it. Or wasn't particularly good at it. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about, you know, being calm and accepting and listening. You listen to the audience a lot. You can't just go out there and, you know, it's like inflict your jokes on them. You really have to listen. That was invaluable for me. But I never really wanted to do it. It was just something to pass the time. I was very lonely at the time. I'm thinking maybe I'll do it, but now I'll have, you know, it's like a story, like a lesson about my roommates and landlords and being homeless. You know, I want it to be almost like a storytelling show. But the other thing is, you know, I don't even know which ones are still active based on the websites I've seen. They're not up to date. I have to call around. Then I don't know which ones, you know, actually get people out. But hey, that's the luck of the draw. It's depressing when you go to an open mic and it's just all the other comedians there. Basically a bunch of young guys, a lot of depressed guys. Some guys are drunk. It can be funny, can just be sad, and it's basically a way of working on material for some people. But you know, it's meant for people who are going over and over to practice at it. So, you know I can't be entitled about it or conceited and say, well, I want to go someplace and have a lot of people there and, you know I'll have 5 minutes, because some places only give you like 3 or 4 minutes. You know, so got to just kind of like, if it's just to take a chance, you know, not worry about controlling things. Yeah, we got a couple trolls in here, big deal. Oh well. Thanks, guys. Yeah. Did I get hit with a lot of snow? Yeah, the snowstorm, no. It just was a dusting here. And actually, I filmed a little bit in my video that I pre-recorded about how we criminalize homelessness and the eviction at Camp Hope in Spokane. You could see a little flurries falling there, and I forget where you even filmed that. Oh, now I remember. But barely a few flurries here. I'm in Northern Virginia, if you don't know. At the time, I think I was hanging around probably Alexandria or Woodbridge. I don't know exactly where. I just pulled over at a McDonald's somewhere. I was just driving south. And so I wasn't that far south, I guess. But yeah, it was barely any snow here. If it does snow a lot, I'm going to have to probably sleep at a friend's house because I don't want to be buried in my car in the snow. It's just miserable. You wake up, you know, want to go shower, and have to dig my car out first for a while. If you just joined me, I told a story about how I got punched at a bar, and now I'm trying to figure out what to do with my free time. I missed the opportunity to go to the Green New Deal, the protests in Congress. I would have been really glad to have been a part of that and meet people there. I would have been excited. You know, it's a great cause. But the training for it, they had a training. It was Sunday night. I worked Sunday night. Also, I'm trying to find a new... I'm not even trying to find a new job. I just need one. I don't want to work any other job. I want to make videos. Help the videos get popular. So I couldn't go to the training, but they said, okay, well, can you go in the morning? I said, no, I'm working late. So it was 8 o'clock in the morning. I would have had to be in D.C. That means, like, leaving on the metro by like 6:30 in the morning, which would have meant driving, getting up at like 5 in the morning, showering, then driving over to a metro stop, then metroing into DC. There's no way in hell I'm trying to park my car all day in DC and then drive back home. Metro's expensive. Anyway, so didn't make that. I thought I was going to go to a free movie tomorrow. By the time I checked to RSVP for the movie, it had already been booked. So I couldn't go to that. I was like, damn. Couldn't go to anything. So trying to figure out what I can do with my time. Like last night I hung out with some Hispanic guys I met at McDonald's. It was cool. Like they were so happy to, you know, like eager to tell me about Spanish and, you know, language and everything. Anyways, I talked to them for like 2 hours. That was cool. But I was like, I need to do something different. I could do that again tonight. Like I saw, you know, some Spanish speakers in McDonald's tonight where I was charging my phone, and I got a new where the hell is it? New little notebook to write my Spanish. I lost my old ones. I don't know. I don't think I lost. They must be somewhere, but I don't know. So I was writing down. This is all I did this evening, writing down common Spanish words I know I need to learn and practice. And I was like, well, I already did that. It's kind of, I need a new challenge, something new to do. And I know I'm not going to be able to film much in the way of short films or anything until I actually save some money. I need to make more money. I was so mad about that tow truck driver. I wanted to scream the fuck out at this guy for, like, you know, I want to do a rant at him and film it and make him famous. And I didn't quite think of that in the moment. Because, of course, I was thinking, like, oh, no, like, this guy's going to tow the guy, nothing I can do. Now, thinking back, I'm like, oh, I should have went up to him and filmed him. Little scary, you know, not being in my element. The guy knows cops, I'm sure. So he may very well have tried to get me arrested or something. And anyways, you saw those videos. He was trying to tow the wrong car. A guy who is allowed to park there. Oh, it angered me so much. The idea that we could just tow people, you know, and tow companies are so predatory. So many of them break the law. Anyways, and even if they break the law with your car, there's mostly nothing you can do. Yeah, Woodbridge is rough. I have tons of family out there, but I'd never stay in my car. Yeah, I would not try and stay in Woodbridge if I could help it either. Not because it's all bad or anything. It's just, it's deep in the suburbs. I don't necessarily know what the cops are like there. You know, it's not so much a city, it's more spread out, and it's kind of, you're more like isolated in a way. Yeah, I wouldn't do that either. And also it's, you know, called Hoodbridge because there is a lot of, not necessarily a lot of crime, it's just like, I don't know, petty crime or whatever. And actually, while I was somewhere around Woodbridge the other day when I filmed that video about the homeless camp, I almost got blocked by the police. Police were like swarming on this intersection on Route 1 going south, which is kind of like a main road going south. And I thought I'd be stuck. Fortunately, one eventually pulled out of the way so I could make a U-turn. But there were a bunch of fire trucks, cops pulled up at this intersection, lights going, traffic being diverted. And that's what Woodbridge is like, is like you see the cops out. Like that. Anyway, yeah, and also Woodbridge, real Southern feel, real, you know, Confederate feel to it. Really creeps me out. Alexandria is like that too. Arlington has places like that. Arlington, there's one bar there that creeped me out being there. Oh, I just farted. Got the heat going. Because it was like guns on the wall, steer skull on the wall, Confederate flag, and you just get, you know, it's just that feeling. Being there, it just made me uncomfortable. But now I have to figure out what I'm going to do. Because now, okay, I know my routine. I'm steadily saving money, even with spending too much this week. And still, oh shit, and I got to get my oil changed. That's more money. See, I was going to save money. That's going to be like $90. And I don't even know if I'll do it tomorrow. I think I'll just wait till next week. It's not even worth it for me to do it this soon, because I spent $30 today on groceries, like $30 yesterday on food. I got some groceries and then some food because I ran out of groceries. Sunday I filled up my gas tank and got some food at McDonald's. Everything adds up, so it's bad. My mom just not been available very much. I thought we'd be able to meet today. She didn't. Thought yesterday. She didn't. And maybe tomorrow. But I said, I don't believe you. I told her, I was like, I don't believe you. You say it's going to happen. Like, I need to drop some stuff off. I need to get my computer together to do something. But it's probably not going to happen. So I don't know. I really wanted to film something else with her too, but again, she wouldn't even come downstairs tonight to unlock her door to let me in. I said, if you just unlock your door, I can come over and drop off my stuff. She's like, no, Angelo, I'm tired. I'm not coming downstairs, and Dad's sleeping. I said, so what? You don't need to do anything for me. Let me in, let me out. Take your mom to the workhouse in Lorton. All types of cool artists there. I haven't been to Lorton in a while. I used to shoot some real estate there, real estate videos. I haven't heard of the workhouse though. Sounds cool. I used to hang out at the Soundry. I don't know if you know that. The Soundry doesn't exist anymore. They actually got closed down by their landlord. The day I used to do videos for them, they paid me money every month to make videos for them. It was cool. It was like an artist collective. I don't even know how they made money because they didn't even sell much there. But it was super cool, out of the way. I loved going there. And the day I got T-boned in my car and had like $5,700 worth of damage in my car, the van that hit me was like a 16-year-old kid and his family in the car. Didn't even have a scratch on him. The day that happened is the day they closed down. So I was like, oh, there goes a client. But it's, anyways, it was becoming kind of burdensome to make videos there as it was. Who cares? It's kind of irrelevant. But it was really cool. I liked that place so much. And the people are still around. I still see some of the people I knew from there once in a while. But yeah, that was like this whole artist collective is gone. They used to have stand-up there. They had music shows. They had like artists, like vendors and, you know, crafts and sales there. Yes, I speak Spanish fairly well. It's the old Lorton prison. I almost took a tour of that a while ago. That's right. It is an art gallery now. I almost tried to take a tour of it years ago. No. I tried to take a tour of it with After Prison Show, I think. Yeah, but I realized that basically you can't really get inside it. The tour, there's not really a tour of it. I thought there might have been. But yeah, I guess thanks for the tip. I should check that out. Because I get along with artists well. I mean, it's not, you know, pretend they're all the same. I'm saying, you know, it's a good community to be in. Seen the tunnels underneath. It was spooky. Right over the bridge on from Woodbridge on 123. Yeah, that's right. I saw that. Maybe I should look it up tomorrow, see what's going on, see if I should check it out. Might do the stand-up, might go to this artist thing. In Lorton. Ooh, it's kind of a hike from here. Lorton is where I am today. But hell, if I wanted, I could just drive there tonight, find somewhere to sleep. Although I want to be close by to a gym, that I could shower at. So that's the only thing. Find out. I'm pretty sure there are gyms around there. It's just, and also that is getting more, like Woodbridge territory. Woodbridge, if you don't know, for people around here, let's see. It's where I would just see, yeah, just like it's just basically crummy suburbs. It's not bad, really. It's kind of cool, but it's like southern. Definitely get that feel, like southern fried kind of. I remember seeing a guy a white guy just rage out in his car in front of me on the street. I almost wanted to yell at him, like, "Hey, shut the fuck up, you idiot!" He was like, "Ah! Ah!" He might have been high or something, like shaking his car at a red light. Cops out there a lot, like I saw the other day. Yeah, video be cool too. OG Panda. Yeah, OG coming in with a real question. How are you still under 250K subs? Hey, I appreciate that. That's really nice of you to say. I got to push myself. I got to work hard. I would be outside, but it's kind of cold. Like I think the visual's good when I'm outside, but it is kind of cold out. I'm not trying to do that. Be uncomfortable. And also just holding the phone up. Sorry, this is, easy for me to do. Maybe I should get a snorri cam sometime, which is, it's like a camera. It's like, think like Requiem for a Dream did it a little, I think. Mean Streets with Harvey Keitel, which the cameras were big back then, where it's basically the camera strapped to you and it's pointing back at you. So it's like, it's this weird, eerie effect of like you're stuck to the person. This movie, I forget what other movie did that was famous. And also those paranormal shows where people go in, like hunt for ghosts, and they have cameras attached to them pointing back at them. Those are snorri cams. You already have put in a lot of effort, man. Don't knock yourself. Hopefully one day you hit the big bucks. You deserve it. I appreciate that. Thanks. I definitely feel like it's on me to make more interesting videos and, take chances, find other people to make videos with. I was saying earlier, I work a job that lets me do videos. I work 4 nights a week as a bouncer. I was saying how I got in a fight 2 months ago and I went to court and I won with the guy. The guy got convicted. But I'm also just kind of sad about the job. It's not a bad job. Like, while I'm there, it's not really bad. It depends on my mood, more than the job itself. The job is fine. I like it because people are relaxed. It's a place where people aren't pretentious. When the bathroom's dirty, nobody complains. They'll let me know if, it's like somebody puked in there and I have to mop it up. But, people just having a good time. It's not like other places where people can't wait to get the fuck out, like the grocery store or, a retail store. So it's nice that it's a relaxed environment. People are having fun. But it's also kind of sad that it's like I'm making a pittance of money. I literally visualize it like the tiny pieces of paper, like this thick piece of paper that I make each night, and that I'm just barely getting by, and slowly paying at the rate I'm going, it's going to take me years to pay off my credit cards. So obviously something's got to change because I don't want it to be homeless for years. Although I wouldn't mind being homeless if I was making good money and I could, go out and do, like, when you're homeless, your mind controls so much. I mean, that's true of everybody. It's important when you're homeless because it's kind of like that can, totally change your day. Again, it's not that, I've been horribly depressed living at different homes. Annandale, nothing made that not depressing. That was always depressing. I always desperately craved leaving that place, that shithole. But when you're homeless, in particular, it's like you got to have normal contact with people. You can't be isolated too much. You got to have a sense of normalcy. And it sucks when the only, way to do it, you can't invite people over to your house is you have to go out somewhere. Now, you don't have to spend money anywhere, but you got to be creative and willing to put yourself out there and try things. And it can mess with your head, and I don't necessarily know what to do because I don't have much money, so I'm not going to be going to nice bars or restaurants and events and meeting people that way. I'm trying to find more free stuff to do. You know, being creative doesn't cost anything, but and also, you know, there's always a partial fear in my head of, you know, making sure I don't get hassled by the police, I don't get robbed or anything, that, you know, I'm parking somewhere where, you know, more or less I'll be fine to sleep in. So I always have to pick, yeah, I'm homeless. Yeah, thanks, OG Panda. But yeah, I am homeless. I've been sleeping in my car for about, actually going on 6 weeks now. And I decided to do that for a number of reasons. I won't get into all. Well, I hate landlords. I refuse to pay them. Rents are too high around here. Turn off my engine. The jobs don't pay enough. Landlords control too much of your life. I decided I refuse to participate in this anymore. I'm paying someone else's mortgage. And also, the other thing is, I had to. Like, I was not making money. I was losing money every month, and I'm constantly maxing out my credit card. And I was living on my credit card, and I can't do it. And I was hating living where I was. Even though I had a beautiful place, it's still like the pressure of being released, of having roommates I didn't like, is like off me now. And I'm so glad, but it always like hovers like just a quarter of an inch over my skin. It feels like the idea that I might ever have to have roommates again, or ever have to live with them again. That book will help you get out of debt fast. Which book? Oh, Read Total Money. I'm not. I don't believe in that stuff. People say like, oh, this, you know, Susie Orman and stuff. Like, I don't have money to manage. Can't live with my mom. She won't let me live there. I wouldn't do it anyways. Yeah, my brother's there, and my brother's violent. Okay, so Stephanie B, good question. For an apartment in Arlington, Virginia, my hometown, which Amazon is now moving to a headquarters, and they're going to be driving up the rents ridiculously, making a lot more people have to go to poorer neighborhoods, poorer housing, moving in richer people, bringing in tons more traffic, and they're not going to be really investing in the area. The state of Virginia is investing in Amazon, but somehow they can't find money to invest in ordinary people here. According to Arlington County's website, the average rent for an apartment in Arlington, Virginia, now I forget the exact number, but it's like $1,600, either $34 or $48, but it's over $1,600 a month. And you are not getting anything extra for that. You're not getting extra square footage. You're not getting extra amenities. You're not getting... I don't know what else you would get. More attentive landlord who's like, you know, ready at a moment's notice to fix anything that's wrong, or you know, help you out on something. All you're getting is living in a very congested area with a lot of rich and powerful people. And somehow we can find the money for hundreds of billions of dollars to go to ridiculous military excursions, like soldiers going to the southern border and committing atrocities, firing tear gas on civilians who have a legal right to asylum. And we find the hundreds of billions of dollars. Oh, somebody's driving without their headlights on. Look at that. Look at that. It's a Prius. Figures. The stereotype about Prius drivers checks out. We have hundreds of billions of dollars to make bombs, to go kill poor people in other countries, to refuel Saudi fighter jets in Yemen, to bomb people there. Over 85,000 children have starved to death. Can you imagine the pain and suffering? And we have all this money to spend there. And Amazon, by the way, is helping build drones. They're making facial recognition technology to round up immigrants. They're helping make weapons. They're working with the police on new spy technology. But we don't have the money for regular people here to get the homeless people into homes, to make it for affordable housing, to get people medical care they need. Who doesn't put off medical care because they can't afford it? And then they just end up going to the emergency room and not paying that. How does any of this make sense? It's not civilized. It's not for the people. It's for the rich and powerful to stay well connected to people. I mean, to stay well connected to other rich and powerful people. That's it. The point is to be cruel. Other people have said this. The point is cruelty, particularly with Trump's policies. He said, oh, we'll have a big, beautiful door. Yeah, we're going to build a wall, which is built on racist lies that are old myths about Hispanic people. And the myths he's telling are the same ones that German Nazis told about Jews. They bring disease, they're criminals, all these horrible lies. He says he said in the campaign, we're going to build a wall, but don't worry, we'll have a big, beautiful door where people can go through. But he's been working very hard to try and restrict legal immigration. So he doesn't support legal immigration. He wants illegal immigration because illegal immigration is the only way people can come here. If you make it impossible to come here legally, which it already basically is for most people. And on top of that, we devastate poor countries, especially in Central and South America. We overthrow their governments. We install dictators. We support death squads there. We train the cartels, drug cartels like the Zetas, and then they commit atrocities. And then when people want to come here, when they actually want to have some of the protections we have here, and they're willing to travel thousands of miles for that, oh, he can't have that. And the benefit for Republicans and Democrats to having illegal immigration is no matter how many measures they put in to stopping immigrants from coming here, a wall, having more ICE roundups, immigration raids on businesses, on families, on homes, terrorizing people, intimidating them, separating families, putting them in prison camps, and paying the executives of those corporations that run the prison camps that have contracts with the government billions of dollars, is no matter what efforts they put into that, it'll never be enough. Because of course people are always going to find a way to overcome them and go around them. They're going to work harder and harder to do that. And so it'll give the government all the more excuses they need, all these right-wing racists, all the more excuses they need, the white supremacists in government, which basically our government is white supremacist as a policy, to say we need to even more stronger efforts, even more militarized borders, even stronger policing of communities. It'll never be enough, and it's always the excuse to commit some other atrocity somewhere, because they'll say, well, look at this immigrant here. You want him killing your family? Look, he crossed the border 5 times. How did gangs start that come here? A lot of gangs start because of civil wars we've started in other countries, and people come here to escape, and then we deport them back. They're poor, and what happens? They work with each other, and they realize they kind of turn to a life of crime in order to overcome their circumstances. I'm not justifying it. I'm saying we create all the conditions necessary for it, and then say, whoa, I don't want that person here. No, I don't want someone who looks like that person. We can't have that. Let's give $800 million to Amazon to move to Arlington, and they're going to work with us to create technology to help capture immigrants, which Democrats and Republicans have all been a part of. Anyways. And that's exactly right. I was going to mention that too, Cobra Kai. Most illegal immigration is just people getting travel visas and overstaying them. What are people saying here? Yeah, so $1,680 over that for an apartment here. That is absurd. I don't make that much money a month. I might barely, actually. I don't know. I'm trying to do the math. No, I'm pretty sure I don't. Appreciate that, Laura. Laura says church groups will help, but I mean, also, first of all, I don't like churches. Second of all, actually, there is one church that they used to let people sleep in their parking lot. It was nice. I visited it once because I wanted to go by and see what do they have to say for advice for places to sleep in the area. And I messaged them earlier, and they said, we can't let people sleep here anymore because of city regulations or county regulations in Fairfax. So here they are, they're willing hosts. It's nice because it's a nice little out-of-the-way street, very quiet. There's no cross traffic. It's a dead-end street, and there's just a few businesses there. And like the only traffic there is people just going to those businesses, not like any, whatever you call them, just a city street. They can't even let people do that. because people decided, oh, we want to outlaw people sleeping here. It might bring down our property values, might bring a bad element. We have to avert our gaze from homeless people that we create here because it's too expensive to live. And you have to have a master's degree to have a decent job that pays well enough to live around here. And then you'll have to live 30 miles away from your job. You'll have long commutes. You're going to spend a ton of money on gas, a ton on taxes. If you own a house, you're going to be paying that off 20, 30 years. You're going to have a ton of property taxes, but you have to go through all that if you don't want to be homeless. Anyways, pathetic. Yeah, I've been eating. I don't eat much. I've been losing weight, but I've been shopping at Aldi, and I try and eat dollar menu at McDonald's, and once a week I'll go to a restaurant, like usually a Hispanic restaurant. For one thing, I want to support Hispanic, immigrant-owned businesses. I want to practice my Spanish, and also they have cheap meals there too. And it's just nice being there, a different environment, like especially every time I hear Mark Levin, that racist, go on a Nazi propaganda rant about how immigrants don't assimilate here, I think, good. Oh, I'll do even more to not assimilate, to assimilate the other way. If he says immigrants aren't learning English, I'll learn Spanish even faster. I'll speak it more. I'll patronize Hispanic-owned businesses where some employees just speak Spanish, or they mostly speak Spanish. And so what? What's the problem? We can communicate. No problem. 33. But yeah, I've been shopping at Aldi. First 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I made a big mistake of eating out all my meals. And I realized I wasn't saving money, and I was spending a ton of money doing that. So, yeah, I've been shopping at Aldi. It's a really cheap restaurant. And grocery store. And so that's been really great. So I can spend basically $30 there and have food for a few days. Give your friend Roscoe a shout out. Roscoe? That's a cool name. Roscoe. Shout out to Roscoe, OG Panda's friend. I remember from some cartoon somebody saying Roscoe. Or maybe I'm thinking of Rocco's Modern Life. My dad's doing well. I saw him the other day. He's fine. I mean, he's mostly relaxing. He's got a physical therapist that comes over, does exercises. I told my mom make him exercise. She's probably not doing that because she just does what she does. Damn, we got a couple trolls in here. Look, I don't care. Hey, you guys are wasting time. Like, you got nothing to present. You're just being commenters on here. Oh, big deal. People are asking me personal questions. Yeah, I was thinking of that because some of these guys I was talking to last night were talking about where they rent, and I kind of wanted to ask that, but we didn't even get that far into the conversation. But yeah, especially undocumented people. I knew a guy who said he rented an apartment for $500 a month, but at the time my Spanish wasn't that good. And I was wondering, like, is there a miscommunication here? Like, how is that possible? $500 a month. But yeah, I'd like to ask somebody that. But I don't really think about it. If I'm spending that much money on rent, I'm not going to be saving money. So I also just don't want, I can be homeless. It's not a big deal. I'm sleeping comfortably. I shower every day. I go to a gym to shower, and I'm exercising every day, so I'm losing weight and getting in shape and being healthy. 32 people in here. That might be a record. Hey, everybody click the like button. Get more people in here. I'm on a roll. I'm trying to figure out what to do while homeless. I should have titled the video that. I think I'll stop by the gym for tonight. Also, before I go to bed, man, it's getting kind of late. Hang out a little bit, charge my phone, fill up my water bottles, and then go to sleep. But I'm trying to find free stuff to do. And also, I need to find a new job. I mean, I've thought that for a while, and it's kind of depressing working nights all the time. It would be nice to work daytime, and so then I can go out at night, because daytime, there's not much going on that I can do. So, to be able to go out nights, have stuff to do, that'd be nice. Go to film events especially, and spending money, man, it's a bitch. Trying to save money. even while homeless. Like every day, I realized I got to get an oil change. I'm like, I'll just put that off till next week. It's not an emergency because it's going to be like another $90 or so, maybe $80. And I've already spent about $30 a day the last 3 days or so. I got the sleeping bag. That was $50 last week. Had to get some groceries, got some food. It just all adds up. Vanilla Die with the Jim Baker, the Lori Baker quote. Yeah, office cleaning is actually something that one guy I told you who said he lived in an apartment for $500 a month said I should do. And again, my communication wasn't good with him at the time, so I didn't quite understand like where he said I should apply. Because at the time I was trying to, he worked two jobs. He did that, office cleaning nights, worked at Enterprise Rent-A-Car days with me, washing cars. And I never quite figured out where he said to apply, because that'd be a nice job. Hey, just laid back, cleaning. Actually, maybe I should look that up again. The thing is, I know a lot of cleaning companies suck. They pay shit. I've seen their job applications. If you can get a job cleaning for some government place, it's nice. You get paid really well. You might have to get a security clearance. But also, you know, I know they treat people crappily at a lot of these companies. So, I don't know. Might be better than, and also it's kind of lonely, you know, but then again, if I'm able to have nights that, like, you know, be out, that might be kind of nice. So, yeah, maybe that's the only job I can do is just cleaning. Maybe washing cars again. I don't know. Although you get kind of messy doing that. I don't think I'd want to do that again. And also, you know, I washed cars in the freezing cold, in the summer. I'd rather just be able to clean indoors. So, yeah, I'll think about that. I don't know. I know you have to work hard some of those jobs. I mean, if it's okay for me, it's okay for me. But also, I do have to make extra money, and those jobs do not pay well, most of them. My job now pays pretty well. It pays $15 an hour. So whereas we're trying to get, like, people are trying to get the minimum wage to that, I've always been paid $15 an hour at my job, which is good. I've worked at other bars where they paid $10 an hour. Sucks. And I had to clock in. Yeah, $15 an hour for a lot of cleaning. Looking to Slab City, California. I don't know what that is. Slab City sounds like construction. Get my phone charging again. Tomorrow, what am I going to do? Maybe I'll go to that abandoned prison K-Dubs was talking about. It's my dash cam talking. Maybe I'll try and go to an open mic and just do a set, like a storytelling joke set about my what is it? My roommates. I think, you know what, Slab City, I think I saw it. Was there a Vice documentary on that? I may have seen that a little while ago, like a commune, where people live in the woods, they live in trees, in forests, they do lots of acid. Yep, that's it, I saw it. Yeah, it seems interesting. I wonder how do they shower and everything, though. I mean, they have that there, and also, it seem a little, one of the guys who runs it, he's like, you know, these mushrooms, they aren't drugs. These are like herbal, you know, additives, supplements or something. I'm like, get your head out of your ass. They're drugs. Come on, I'm not anti-drug. But also, I don't really like being around people on drugs. Though, think about it. I'm around it so much. Well, yeah, alcohol's a drug. I'm around people intoxicated so much, I don't enjoy it. I'd really rather not be around people who, because I'm always the sober one, looking at people being drunk, and I can see how foolishly they're acting and how sick they must feel when they can barely stand up. Have you seen the bottles you strap to trees to shower? Yeah, I think I've heard of that. Yeah, commune might be cool for a little while. Hey, I have a good story. I'd make videos about it. I'm sure I'd get along with the people there. I don't imagine they're that hard to get along with. Okay, well, why don't I move to a state with a cheaper cost of living? Every reason. I mean, money. By the way, I do want to get a P.O. box soon. I looked into it. It's not too expensive. It might be like $70 for 6 months or something for a very small one. So, like, yeah, okay, I'll do that soon. But again, $70, I don't want to spend hundreds of dollars this week. I'm already spending hundreds of dollars. Yeah, money. To move somewhere first, I got to have a little saved up. I've only been homeless for like 5 weeks. Another person, no lights. Who are these people? How do you do that? So I got to save money before I'm going to move and then go to somewhere else and try and find a job. Because think about it, I got to be prepared to live somewhere and not have a job for a little while. I mean, I'll keep making YouTube videos, but that's not enough money to live on. All right, Christian, thanks for watching. I just don't want a second job. I don't want to work. I don't like most jobs. But although YouTube's kind of a job, but I might be doing work with a friend, the mad scientist. He's going to try and get a pickup truck. His last one died, but he's going to try and get a pickup truck because he said he can get odd jobs hauling stuff for people, like furniture, like hauling junk. And sometimes he needs a second person to do those jobs. So he said he'll let me know if he does that. So that might, I don't know when it depends when he gets a truck, you know. He's got some jobs trying to make money. Anyways, thanks, OG Panda. 250,000 subs in a few months. Hey, that's really nice to hear. I appreciate that. That'd be great. Yeah, if I got 250,000 subs, I could just do YouTube full time. Thanks, Thomas Jordan. Habs fan, I don't know. I don't think I saw that documentary where a guy living in his car even though he had a job. There are a lot of people who do that, turns out. I think the most popular one on YouTube, or one of the most, is Katie Carney. It's funny, I found her channel by, I stumbled on it months ago, and I couldn't get over my shock. Like, wait, this person lives in a car, but she wants to. Like, I didn't understand. I couldn't make that work in my head. I saw a few videos, I started to sort of get it. I'm like, okay, she just wants to. I don't understand why. I would never do without the comforts of home. And then, sure enough, I find myself, I do kind of cherish living in my car. And I'm so glad I'm not wasting money on rent. But to my, surprise and shock, I never thought I'd be homeless. I thought I'd be living on people's couches. I ended up doing exactly that, living in my car. So she did it because she wants to. She just loves it. I like it a lot. I really do in a lot of ways. What I don't like is not having money to sustain myself. Don't talk like that about people, footsteps. Come on, don't be derogatory about that. Like someone, you don't know her. Like, you don't know what her deal is. Even if you know her, you shouldn't talk about it like that, because you leave the person to talk about themselves. You don't say demeaning stuff like that, like labels on people. And apparently, she makes good enough money. She said she could live in an apartment. She just doesn't want to. And she drives around the country. I don't. I'm just staying around here because I got a job. Although I wonder sometime on my 3 days off a week if I should just pick a spot far away where I know I can park and there's a gym nearby I can shower, and just try being there for a few days. Seems like kind of a waste, and waste of money and everything. But maybe I'll do that sometime. But again, I got to save money first. And I am. I'm saving. It's a shame how much I've had to spend the last few days and spending money. I got to put this bread in the trunk of my car because I don't want it to get warm. I want it to stay cold. Ooh. Oh, my car smells from my farts. See, now my car's not starting, but the battery's started. So now I'll try it again. Oh, shit. What the hell? Why is it... My car's not starting. The battery's running. Oh, shit. Guys... See, this is an issue where I'm going to have to get a new battery. Now the car is running. Ugh. I've looked into food banks. Problem with a lot of them is there's lots of different like rules on whether you can use them. A lot of them I'm not eligible for. A few are. I just kind of don't feel like going out to them. It kind of seems like a hassle to go there. But yeah, I definitely should. Hell, I need the food. I barely, you know, make it a little too much to get food stamps, and I don't want to get food stamps, but somebody sent me the info. It might be someone chatting here, and I think I barely make too much to get food stamps. Portal jump starter. Yeah, I might have to get a jump starter just to, because I live in my car. It's, you got to have, you know, backup plan. Yeah, you can be a nomad if you have money. I might go to a food bank sometime. Honestly, I hate anything involving like process, paperwork, looking things up. I hate it. It's so miserable to me. I gotta look through these list of food banks and find out which one has you know, rules that mean I'm eligible for it. Because a lot of them you have to be like a parent or old or a veteran, or you have to be trying to get into housing and they'll help you with that. It's like all kinds of stuff. One said you can only go like 3 times a year. So it just seems like a big hassle. Looking at my stuff here, trying to, I don't know what I'm thinking about. It's so much junk here. I'm trying to go to bed somewhat early tonight. Still only 11:07. Now this parking lot's emptying out. I could just sleep here. I don't think anyone would notice. And I have slept here before, where I am. But, nah, I'll go closer to where the gym I'm going to sleep is. Or the gym I'm going to use. There are nomads that travel and work nomad jobs. They work for a few months somewhere and then travel somewhere else. You don't have to, so you don't have to have money saved up. Yeah, just to start, I need to save money. And hey, that my job is YouTube, so just traveling, you know, it might help the YouTube channel, it might help get more viewers, but I do need a little more money saved up. I wonder if, like, you know, in 3 months or something, I just took the chance and say, okay, I've paid down a certain amount of my credit card. Really, that probably won't be long enough amount of time to save money. I mean, unless something goes viral on YouTube, which, hey, I'm trying, I doubt I'll be able to do that. Yeah, and I hate looking up jobs. I hate applying. I hate the process. It's like, to me, a big waste of time. It's like, why can't I just talk to somebody and figure out a job and just do it? The mad scientist who fixed my car, he might be doing that, as I mentioned, but he's got to get a truck first. And then he said he'll call me whenever he needs help on a job hauling something like a desk, and he needs a second person to put it in his truck. That'd be good. Even if I only made like $25 a day, that'd be good for me. Oh, farted again. But that's a huge help. That's one trip to Aldi for my groceries, because I try and get the bare necessities there. Yeah, that and YouTube. I mean, my job, I definitely want to quit. The only other thing nice about my job, I hate getting up early, so it's nice. There's never an issue of me having to get up early or, you know, being late for my job, because I work late. may have to get uncomfortable. Oh, yeah, that's true. Night cleaning jobs, you just go talk to the supervisor. Yeah. But yeah, that's true. I have to get uncomfortable. Hey, I already had to do that just going homeless. Foods I eat, I tend to stick to either like McChickens. If I go to McDonald's, I get stuff off the dollar menu. Oatmeal, McChickens, yogurt parfaits. At Aldi, I always get pretty much the same stuff. Peanut butter, I get this big, huge thing. This is like $2.50 or something for all this. This would be like $7 or $8 somewhere else. Almonds, these they're called Crispy Oats, Cheerios knockoffs. I usually get like some kind of bag of salad or spinach, and I just eat it by hand. Bread. Lately, I've been getting hummus. It's interesting. I saw at a grocery store, they had it for like $6, a container of hummus. Like this. Aldi, it's like $2. So it's great. I go there, get hummus, and I dip the bread in that, so it's like beans. You know, it's made from like chickpeas. So that's great. I'm getting that. Sometimes I'll get chicken meat, like sliced chicken meat for sandwiches there and eat that. I didn't get that today. Almonds, that's a big one. Yogurt, Greek yogurt with like very little sugar, and raisins and flaxseed, and I mix that in there and eat it. I always eat that after I go to the gym and exercise, and I exercise every day now, so that's good. Like, hey, every day I start out going to the gym, showering, exercising, so I'm losing weight, getting in shape. It's very slow progress. Hell no, I would not work at McDonald's. Fuck that. They work way too hard and make way too little money. I would not do that. Just admiring the skyline right now. I see, what the hell is that, a star? It is so damn bright. But it's twinkling. I'm just trying to figure out, is that like just a street light way in the distance? No, that's a star. Maybe I can get it on camera. It's twinkling so damn bright. What the hell is going on in the sky? Is it a rocket or something? Look. Whoa. That orange thing right there. Where's my finger? My finger's huge. Look, right there, that is some kind of twinkling star. It is so bright and massive. You can even see how it's twinkling even though the quality of the picture isn't great right now. What is that? That is bizarre. Hold on, let me... Yep, got a UFO. Yeah, managers in Canada may make good money in McDonald's, but I do not want to be manager at McDonald's. They work way too hard. I've worked concession stand, like, you know, food, like a food job like that, food service. It sucks. People can be rude, not worth it. You lived on oatmeal for a whole month with raisins? I loved eating oatmeal for breakfast every day. That's how I got my cholesterol down, with peanut butter. I miss eating that. So I eat oatmeal at McDonald's now, although they put brown sugar in that. I don't even want brown sugar. I don't want any sugar. Maybe I would apply to video jobs again, like gigs, like PA work or something. A lot of those jobs, though, I'm sort of not competitive for anymore. Like, a lot, you need your own equipment. I don't have any equipment now, basically, but, oh, now it's moving! It must... What is that? It's moving through the sky! Is it a rocket? Is it going to the space station? I'm trying to hold the camera still. You see it's moving. Oh, it's a plane. It's a plane. I see the lights on the wings. Yeah, you can sort of see him now. Very faintly. Wow, that was weird. How was it in that one spot? I guess it was coming straight at us for a while. And then it... Oops. Forgot to turn that around. Oh shit, no, 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 I don't want the radio to start. Wait, turn it around. Yeah, you can hear the plane now too. That was weird. Oh! Sorry, I just farted again. Ugh, that stinks. Where my mom works? No, I couldn't help there. She works at a school cafeteria. Hey, Artari, just joining us? Well, I've been going for a while. I've been on a roll, and it looks like I'm still going to be going for a while. Let's see if my... Okay, the car did start this time. Thank goodness. I've been running the car so long tonight, burning gas, but oh well. I'm having fun. Too much fiber? I don't know. I fart at the drop of a hat. I am eating a lot of fiber, though. The raisins, the flaxseed, the almonds. Oh, pears. I forgot that's the other thing. I get a bag of pears from Aldi. The whole grain bread. Yeah, a lot of fiber. Oh, thanks. You liked the Dodsworth review. I had to do like 20 takes of that to get it, because also it had to be under 90 seconds for TCM, according to their guidelines. I haven't heard anything from them. I thought I had a really good entry. I saw a lot of the other entries too, and I thought other ones were good as well. But I thought I had a really good one. Like, I haven't heard anything. I don't know. I really, really, really wanted to do that. And I have outtakes from my mom trying it. My mom butchered it, like over 40 takes. And so we had so many takes of her blowing it, yelling. And I want to put those online when I get a laptop. And eventually I just gave up with her because I wanted her to go to Atlanta and talk with Ben Mankiewicz about the movie and present it. But then I was like, fine, no, I'll do it. And I really got into it. I really want to do it. I don't know if they're still deciding on people. I really, really want them to pick me. I want to go to Atlanta so bad and be on TCM. I'm 33. No, my dad's not looking for... Yeah, he works in security. They're not. And, actually, I don't know. That was the last time I asked, they weren't. But, what can I say? I don't know. I do have to take something. Maybe I should go to... There's this thing called a DCJS. It's some kind of security guard training program around here. 34 people. This is a record for a live stream on my channel. And once you get that, then you're certified to do all kinds of security jobs around here. A lot of security jobs are boring. You know, it's like patrolling parking lots, basically. And I do like my job because I'm around people. They're relaxed. They're having fun. Most of the time, it's not stressful. I did recently get sucker punched by a guy and went to court, and I won. We both punched each other after that. I'm doing all right. Just trying to figure out what can I... When I say what can I do in the title of the video, I mean what free stuff can I do? It has to be free or very low cost. Like open mic comedy, stand-up. I would do rants about my old roommates and being homeless. And maybe film it. I don't know. I'm not a good comedian. I don't want to be one, but it's something to do. Pass the time, meet people. I might go to free movies, do more activism. I wanted to go to the Green New Deal protests that were going on Monday, but basically I couldn't make it. So that was disappointing. I didn't realize I wouldn't be able to. Yeah, I know. Laura says it doesn't matter if it's boring now. It's only temporary to get you out of this hole, right? And it can pay decent. And yeah, and the thing is, I may need full-time work. I only work 24 hours a week. I think, wait, 6 hours a night times 4, 24 hours a week. So if I can make more money, I mean, might be worth it. I don't know. Maybe work at the hospital as a security guard. Because I've seen positions there that pay well. So, you know, and if they need someone full-time, maybe I'll just say, okay, I'll bite the bullet and do it. I really don't want to work full-time anywhere because I don't like working for people. But security guard's as close you can get without being like a boss to not... because it's not, you know, like super strict. It's just you're walking around just making sure people are okay and nothing illegal is going on. And if someone needs help, a lot of, like at my job, is just talking to people. And when I say talking, it's just like they have a question about, you know, how do you, like, you know, where's the bathroom? I don't know what else people ask. People don't ask much because there's not much to ask. But it's just basic stuff. People just come up and talk and, you know, ask what we got going on. Youth hostel in D.C.? No, I'm not really interested in that. Top 5 movies of all time? I don't have a top 5. Okay, it's kind of it's impossible to say, but I'll pick 5 that I really love and that are formative. One, although it's been horribly appropriated by white supremacists, Nazis, white nationalists, Fight Club. I love that, but it's such a, like, people when they say they love Fight Club, a lot of times that's a bad sign because they take it to be pro-fascism. But yeah, Fight Club was formative for me. Really, a lot. I could just name David Fincher movies because his movies were just like a drug to me, and still are. Dark City by Alex Proyas. Dodsworth. Girl Shy with Harold Lloyd. That's 4 movies. A 5th one. Let's see, and those are all American movies, aren't they? So maybe I'll pick a foreign one. I'm trying to think. I mean, there's tons of movies I love. I could name another American one easily, because there are lots of American ones I love. Oh, and I'll say, okay, no, I'll pick an American one anyways, because I didn't name any Scorsese movies yet. I'll say Bringing Out the Dead with Nicolas Cage from Martin Scorsese. One of his lesser-known movies, but I think it's hilarious and awesome and so exciting. I read the book, too. I read the Fight Club book a while ago. Security guards periscoping while they work? I would not do that, but that's funny. Footsteps in the Dark, I would not do that because I would be so damn depressed working 60 hours a week. I would be depressed out of my mind, I know that. I wouldn't be healthy and strong. That's only if it's physically strenuous work, and I would hate that kind of work. Assistant or companion to senior citizen, disabled person. You have a kind heart and service assistants pay quite well. Thanks. It's kind of what my mom does. She's not. It's not even like the person's disabled that my mom works with. She's just kind of like a paid friend, really. Like she accompanies her, hangs out with her, walks her dogs. I'm not sure what else she does with this lady. Apparently they go to restaurants together, but this lady pays my mom to work with her. I don't care if my bank account's depressed or not, you know. I mean, like, I don't care that badly to where I need to work that much. Because in the moment, I'm not feeling that about my bank account. I'm feeling this job sucks. I don't want to be here. I remember thinking that about the last week at my movie theater job. I was so depressed there. I would wake up and just literally, I was like seeing blackness in front of my eyes. And I was worried the world was ending. I was so depressed. Is this phone even charging? No, it's not. Or it's slowly losing its charge. But I was thinking, even if I made $100,000, I would only stay another week. Like, you couldn't pay me $1 million for another year to stay there. I was so depressed. So no, I wouldn't really tolerate it well. Well, I'm getting by, so like that's not the question for me. The question is, how do I stay motivated by doing other stuff, like getting creative, finding some way to do stuff that's free or mostly free. Even like if I go to a stand-up show tomorrow, I'll have to take the metro. That's going to be like $7 or $8 right there. It's going to suck. And if it's at a restaurant, which pretty much all of these are, then I probably will have to pay, you know, for a drink there. or food. So, you know, everything adds up, and, you know, it's a dilemma. What can I do? One thing I am considering, again, is just if I get a job during the day, at least I'll have time at night to do stuff. Because now, 4 days a week, I don't have nights to do anything. And it's not like there's events going on during the day for the most part. So that's what makes my job kind of depressing, is that I can't go out nights, especially weekends, for events. You know, I'd be glad to go to film stuff on weekends. There are sometimes, especially film festivals, they got programming all day. Uh, I don't know, it just gets overwhelming to think about. Like, you know, the choices to make to go and just do it. But, you know, got to do it. And kind of wish I had a job during the day. That would be nice. And then just go out at night. Maybe even if I made slightly less money. No, I take that back. But yeah, I would be glad to. Movie extra work is very hard. I doubt I'd want to do that. And it's a lot of, you know, last minute stuff. I know people who do stuff like that. It's a lot of like last minute, you know, like, we need someone for this. Can you be there or whatever? And for some people that's okay, but I feel like I would be crushed doing that kind of stuff. Security guard there, that sounds as bad as being a security guard here too. So I don't know what I can do that like pays decently. Again, I think the only thing I can do is just keep making YouTube videos, try and go out, say hi to people, meet them, you know, take the risk of being humiliated, and see if my friend gets this pickup truck. Then yeah, like I say, even if I made $25 a day with him, that's a huge difference for me. It's still not a lot. I gotta admit, I would be depressed, but it's nice working with someone I know and trust. That kind of makes the difference for me. I've kind of regressed backwards from believing communication, like technology and the internet, would save us all, to believing communities and just knowing people is the best thing you can do for yourself. Favorite Brian De Palma movie? I haven't seen many of them. I've seen Mission Impossible. I think I saw another one of his earlier movies, but maybe not. I didn't see Carrie. I haven't seen that. I don't think I've seen any others than Mission Impossible. And really, a lot of Mission Impossible is dead boring. Although, it is fun, the stunts and everything. Dumpster diving. Dumpster diving is a little tough around here, and I don't have the patience for it. I say it's tough because a lot of trash cans around here are padlocked. There are security guards that patrol, and police. They treat their trash like it's valuable around here. Depends exactly which area, but I don't even give a shit what I'd find in uh, dumpster. Like, what am I trying to find? I'm not trying to find like stuff to sell. All I'd want is basically food. That's it. Or if someone has just thrown away a kerosene, like a container of gasoline for some reason, I could just put that in my car. Body Double and Blowout, Phantom of Paradise. Yeah, I want to see those. Definitely. Brian De Palma was a guy who worked with Scorsese a lot in their early careers, and Francis Ford Coppola, and a lot of other filmmakers. Now I'm seeing planes take off from that same direction again, but I know they're planes now. I don't even know how much money's left in my bank account. I mean, in my on my credit card. You found a bunch of fruit: apples, bananas, oranges. sell the rest. I hate the idea of going out. Who the hell am I going to sell fruit to? I hate the work of finding someone to sell to. Not even worth the time for me. My time feels so limited as it is. Trying to narrow down what to do tomorrow. Basically, either stand-up comedy is one option. Why'd this person decide to park right next to me? Or there's all these spots next to us. I'm trying to think, oh, let's watch what's going on. I don't know what's happening next to me. Or, what did I say? Stand-up comedy. I don't know what else. Where am I from? I live in Northern Virginia. This guy's creeping me out. I'm gonna move spots. Somebody's parking next to me. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why someone just pulls up next to me and is like, excuse me, excuse me. I don't need somebody pulling up to me in a parking lot late at night trying to get my attention. Creeping me the hell out. Find another spot to park at. Let's see if this creep follows me. No, he didn't. See, why would I trust anyone doing that late? So what if you need, I don't know, needed directions or something? That's, you know, my safety I'm thinking about. Really, I sat there too long not looking at him, and he was looking at me. I looked over. He was trying to get my attention. He was like, excuse me, excuse me. I don't know why. I don't need to talk to someone. It's 11:30 at night. Talk to someone right now. And, like, I don't know what his intentions are. Could be someone trying to hurt me or rob me. Pretending to be nice. It just creeps me out. Like, nobody needs my attention now. That's just as a rule. No, I'm not trying to. Oh, no. Like, if you're asking, do I have a future in stand-up? Hell no. I just wanted to just do it to something to pass the time, and I can rant like I do now, but do it in a 4 or 5 minute set about, you know, hating my old roommates, telling stories about them, living homeless, and actually have it be a whole thing that makes sense. Like, it's not a bunch of different bits. That's all. That's it. I don't want to be a stand-up. I don't even enjoy it, really. No, I haven't seen Mandy or Suspiria, and I heard both are great. Mandy is on a lot of people's, like, best of the year lists. And I love Nicolas Cage. And you are where you're going to sleep tonight? No, I'm not going to sleep here. I've slept here before, but no, I'm not tonight. Petco, Eiffel find brand new fish tanks in the box. Stand-in Craigslist, $40 each, and I found a couple of rabbit cages. Box sold them for $100. I'm not doing that. I'm not spending my time. I don't care. And I don't really have place to put stuff like that anyways, that big. Maybe smaller stuff, but like a lot of shopping centers around here, they have padlocks on their trash, their dumpsters. I don't know whether that guy was creeping me out. I don't know whether he's trying to scam me, you know, act like, oh, he's just trying to get help, and then I don't know what the fuck he wanted. It just creeps me out. Somebody coming up to me at 11:30 at night. Well, I'm investing my time basically, yeah, in a few things. One, I am writing screenplays already. I've got my backseat notepad. I'm writing screenplays on. The other is I'm studying Spanish, and I don't know exactly what I would use that for. It's just good to communicate with a Spanish-speaking community around here, since there's so many people who speak Spanish, and maybe make videos in Spanish. I don't know. Also, get connections there where people, who rely on each other more might know where I can get some extra work or possibly find a place to stay. But I don't want to stay anywhere. I don't want to spend money. Dibujando. Oh, hi. Making money at Spanish screenplays, huh? Hell no, I'm not sending anyone a resume. Is degrading to me. Why would I ever send someone a resume? Like, please, no, you can talk to me like a human being. I'm not giving a resume to anybody. But writing, I do hang out at a library a lot. And actually, I don't like necessarily being there because it's creepy how the more quiet it is, the more disturbing it is whenever all these guys are sick and, clearing their throats and making noises. Or they're annoyed by someone else and telling someone else to be quiet. It's nice, but it also is kind of lonely. That's the thing. Just writing and reading. Like, I'd rather be doing something else too that's gonna possibly be something I can, work into an advantage for me. Whether it's, people who could give me a couch to sleep on, which I don't really even care about. I mean, because I'm fine with sleeping in my car. But footsteps, you're not talking to me as a human. You're chatting. I talk to humans person to person, face to face. I don't. It's not over the internet. I'm talking to myself right now. No, I don't speak Greek. I don't know what options I have tomorrow other than basically the stand-up thing. I'm not sure what other events are going on and if I'll even do that. Might go. I might try. Thing is, they may not even hold it tomorrow. They may not put me on. Um, I don't know, but I got to try something. 31 people here. It's doing well. This phone is not really charging while the live stream's going. I guess it's draining the battery faster than it can go. So I haven't figured out what my other option is. And weekends are basically out because I work weekends. So I don't know. It's feeling kind of like I'm repeating myself a lot. So I think I'll get going soon. Literally just looking at my surroundings thinking, okay, like, no, F that. I wouldn't work there. Screw that. Hate that place. Creeps me out. Wouldn't pay well. Hard work. Not getting good shifts. All that kind of stuff. "30 people here." It's kind of weird thinking how many people would want to, watch me. The other thing is, I will be able to get a laptop maybe by the end of the month. That'll be nice, really nice to be able to edit videos again, and then I can shoot stuff and shoot funny stuff and be more creative. As it is now, I can't cut together different videos. That's why that video today was 2 parts, the tow truck. Footsteps, I'm just saying, for a guy who says, or I don't know if you're a man or woman, but for saying, oh, you need to do this, Angelo, you need to do that, whatever, it seems like you need somebody who can tell you how to listen, because I've said clearly over and over, what my position is, and you're like, it's like I didn't say anything to you. So you could learn how to, you know, accept, yield to other people's feelings and their personality, because clearly I'm not interested in the kind of jobs you're talking about. Could accept that or not. And then you could say, well, Angelo's got to listen to me. I don't have to listen to you at all. There's nothing in it for me. You're not my boss. You don't give me a place to stay. Nothing. Thanks. Yeah, I wish I could have gone to the Green Deal thing. I really wanted to. Like I said, it was the training was late Sunday night, basically, and I work Sunday night. I kind of just should have taken off work, really. That's what I should have done. It's just I was worried about the money. It's another like $75 for me or so. And then the next day, I thought it was going to be in the evening. It turned out the protest was all 8 in the morning. I would have had to get up at like 5:30 or 6 in the morning to do that, to go over to D.C. for that, and then been there all day. And I just didn't want to get up that early. So I felt bad. Footsteps, you do understand. You don't want to acknowledge to yourself you understand, but you do. You keep saying, like, but you already know you don't know me well. You already know I'm a different person. So you can say I don't understand, but you can be understanding or not. That's a choice. It's not something that just is like befalls you and you're like, well, what can I do? There's the understanding. It's in front of me. I just ran into it on the road. I can't pick it up. I can't do anything. That's on you. I don't have a strong opinion about that other than, you know, governments and corporations got to stop exploiting people. I don't know enough about what's going on in Paris. I have a sleeping bag now because it is getting too cold to sleep in the blankets. And I got a $50 sleeping bag from a military surplus store that is awesome. I sleep so well in it. It's so warm and comfortable, but it's not too warm. I don't sweat in it or anything. It's great. And I wrap myself up in it like a cocoon, basically. So I'm able to sleep in that totally fine. It's awesome. Only downside, it was $50. 35 people, that's a record here. How the hell did we get that many people? Click the like button, everybody. Hey, that's great. I'll just keep doing this. The only downside is my phone, it's like not charging. I got it plugged in here, but it's like, I think it's less slowly losing a charge, but it's not actually charging. So eventually the phone's just going to die. I haven't seen any Jules Dassin movies. Katie Cooks and Crafts, thanks for joining. 36 people. Holy crap, I'm just going to keep doing this as long as I can, although my phone is like losing a charge slowly, even though I'm running my engine. It's plugged into the cigarette lighter. I'm trying to, like, sometimes I have to straighten this out a little, but my phone's not going to last too long. Unless it actually starts taking a charge. It'll charge when I finish streaming. Never. If I'm going to get a ton of viewers, hey, I'm going to keep going. So I talked about a lot of stuff to stream. I talked about getting in a fist fight at my job, which I want to quit. It's an okay job. I don't mind it. I actually enjoy it. It's like the best job I've ever had in a way. It's just that, and it pays well, relatively speaking. It pays by the hour well. I only work 24 hours a week. But I work nights. I don't get to be out nights. It's depressing. Stuff isn't going on in the day, so during the daytime, it's not like there's many events I can go to. Another person driving without their lights on. That's just their brake lights, but look. Their lights are not on. That's 3 people tonight. Oh. Ambiguous titles doing it, yeah. Yeah, I'm asking, like, what do I do with my free time? Part of the problem is during the day, there's not really much going on as far as events go. There's always something, you know, there's like meetup groups. But those can be a little depressing when it's like, it's a bunch of depressed people going there anyways. Write a book. Wait, Geodo Shorts or Geo de Shorts. Your message got blocked by YouTube. Try saying it again. It got caught because it thought it thought you were like cussing or something. I can't unblock it. I haven't seen Robert Bresson's films either. Yeah, I'd want to see them too. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out what do I do. The only thing I can figure tomorrow night, go to a stand-up show, stand-up comedy, do a few minutes about, hating my old roommates and my, agenda with I'm being homeless as part of a cause. I'm trying to, I'm still getting, I'm not getting over that I should have driven away as soon as this car pulled up next to me in this now nearly vacant, huge parking lot to ask me something. I should have pulled away right away. This guy could have had a gun and just pulled it out on me. And I was just sitting there looking straight forward. And then I saw him waving at me, and then I just drove away. But that was not safe. And it was like 11:30 at night when he did that. Nobody needs to pull up to me next to a parking lot that late. It just creeps me out. And you got to be firm like that, because that's how sometimes... Look, he probably wasn't doing anything malicious, but I don't know. And then once I'm engaged, it's harder to get away. So that really creeped me out. Write a book? I don't want to write a book. I'm writing a screenplay, and I need money to shoot any of it, and I need to make a short film first. I know I can make short films with some money, but I need to save money for that. And it's not impossible, by any means. I can find the actors for it. There's always actors, who are desperate to have any work. It's just a question of everything. Yeah, and I'm studying Spanish every day. So I finally found it. Not many stores have notebooks like this. I had to go to, office supply store for it. But I wrote all this today, a bunch of Spanish words that I want to learn that are kind of common. That's it. And I've been studying a lot, practicing. Yesterday I had a good night because I was talking to a bunch of Hispanic guys at McDonald's and practicing my Spanish with them. But I thought about doing that again tonight because I was at McDonald's again tonight, but I was like, I don't feel it tonight. I don't feel motivated to do that because I feel like I did that last night. Now I want to do something different, or at least be in a different place. I don't want to talk about the same subjects with people. Maybe if I'm in a different place and I have to practice different words, it's fine. If he was a subscriber. If the guy was a subscriber, like, hey, are you Angelo? Yeah, that would have creeped me the hell out. Yep, my phone's still losing its charge slowly. I don't even know if the cable's doing anything. It was charging it well earlier. I think it's just the live stream. It's draining the battery too fast and it's getting to be an old phone. Yeah, it just creeped me out. I should have driven away right away. And, oh well, too bad that, oh man, nobody has a reason to get that close to me. He was going to ask how my mom was doing, but I drove away. Well, and also I've learned not to do that because people like one guy, I think I know him, real piece of shit, really angry me, tapped on my door, and I should have just ignored him and driven away, but he just yelled at me for something in my car because he didn't want me parked at some place. But there's no reason to let someone harass you like that. And I was kind of like, like playing a little bit coy with him too. But and this didn't happen while I was homeless. This is 6 months ago. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, this is last summer. But he was, there's no reason to let anyone get that close to you when you're vulnerable in your car. You can tell him, just get away. You don't need to be that close to, you need to back away. Let him know, like, oh, you're not going to be an easy person to mess with. Even though, again, he probably wasn't intending anything bad. It just, anyways, and I pick up different papers for, like, different contexts for stuff. Like this, different terms are Parent Leadership Training Institute. Instituto de Entrenamiento en Liderazgo para Padres. 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 Anyways, so it's like a different subject has different words, even though, as you can see from my translations, oh, it just let out a big fart. There weren't many words I didn't know here. Presupuestos, budgets. I keep forgetting that when I mix it up with por supuesto. And of course. Panic button? Yeah, I should have honked my horn. The polenta was good. I had like 2 bowls of it. Turn on the heat. %, on my phone. So it's still got a little while. Hey, we got a ton of people here. I don't know why you people are watching. I guess people have nothing else to do. It's not like this is that interesting. For those of you who don't know, I'm homeless. I live in Northern Virginia. I sleep in my car. I'm trying to figure out stuff to do while I save up money at a job I don't want to work at. Working nights, kind of depressed at it because I want my nights to be free. And there's not a lot going on the day. So during the day, I'm kind of by myself. A lot of the time just studying, going to the gym, and I want to change my routine somewhat, but I also hate jobs. I hate working. The job I have now is good because I'm a bouncer at a bar, which if you think, it doesn't seem like me. And it's not like it's a hard job at all. Most of the time it's just laid back. The only thing I mostly do is just check IDs. Check the bathroom, make sure no one's fighting, puking, doing drugs, walk around, make sure no one's fighting, puking, doing drugs. That's it. Like, not a lot going on. On my night shift, my patients are all resting. Recently saw the cook-off with Tim and Angelo. Oh, Tim from and Angelo's mom. Cool. No, I don't get tips at my job. I get paid well, hourly. Problem is, I don't make much money. Really, I should look up jobs tonight. Like, when I leave here, I should look up jobs, and like maybe I should just get a security job somewhere, or take a DCJS training, which is like some class you need to take. I don't understand it. Like, it doesn't seem like, I've been working in security for 5 years now, but take a class and then you're able to get like security jobs that like are 40 hours a week. I really, really, really do not want to work that long. The clock goes by slow enough on my 6-hour shifts. Maybe I should just live stream for like hours a day, even though this is not me. Like, I'd be glad to just direct movies and never live stream. I'm doing it because this is like the cheapest movie I can make. That's right, watch Tim's Cook-Off with my mom. That was 5 years ago. Tim did that, and I was there on set. That was really cool. It was hilarious to be on set. No, I would not consider bartending. That's a tough job. And I hate serving people and being responsible, and with people who are pushy and rude. Wouldn't do it. My coworkers have tough job to do that. So I don't know what other job I could do, because again, like security, I wouldn't really want to do it anywhere else other than a bar, or like, someplace people are having fun. Hospital, I've seen that advertised. I think it pays well. Maybe. Then again, you have to apply. Applying will be a pain in the ass on my phone. Oh, I could go on the computer at a library and do it. Why am I wasting all this time for a job I probably won't get? I want to do something directly with something or someone that I know. Like, and the job I got, that's how I got that. I was literally walking up and down the street, going to bars. I went to dozens and dozens of bars all around Northern Virginia, asking if people needed bouncers. Found one where they said, yeah, come in tomorrow. I literally started the next day. Thank you. 37. Hey, that's a new record for this channel. Unfortunately, now my battery's still dying and I can't seem to get it charging. So I don't know what other job I can do. Like I said, my friend will help, like get me to haul junk with him and people's furniture or whatever. So I could do that. That'd be cool. Once that happens, it'd be great help because I'll be working with someone I know. Even if I'm making what, $30, $40 a day, that would be incredible. That's actually a huge win for me. But I do want to be able to quit my night job. It's so like, discouraging to think every week going back to that job, 5 years now, doing that job. Then again, it doesn't get much easier than that. Showing up, I don't have to, wear a uncomfortable uniform. I don't have to do anything I don't like. There's no employee meetings. I don't have to do any stupid team building exercises. I don't have to go to any after hours parties with my coworkers. I can just show up. I never even have to see my boss and do my job and leave. So it's a very, very simple job. No evaluations like at big companies where I've worked at where they give you an evaluation. They say, okay, we're going to give you a raise of 25 cents an hour after being here for a year. Nothing like that. That's degrading. Ooh, a lot of people in here. 38 people. We had 39 for a minute. I don't watch the NBA. I don't know. Somebody answer Austin's question. Yeah, my car's running. I'm trying to charge my battery. Yeah, what the hell, Kool-Aid? She called you by your name, and now you're saying, don't call me that. So I'm just trying to keep this going since we got a lot of people here. I don't know. What do y'all want to know? The only other thing I can think to do, other than YouTube, and now my phone charges so slowly at, like, when I plug it in, like I have a charger separate for it. It takes a while to charge, like an hour or two. It shouldn't take that long. And my car charges a lot faster. But if I could get it charged and do a live stream out somewhere, but it's just discouraging. I don't make much money. I don't want to work another job and work nights, and which I'll have to do no matter what. Discouraged that my mom, keeps changing her plans on me and is not available to film and isn't even available for me to drop off some stuff to get some stuff out of my car and also get my computer out, do something on that. I'm not saying anything about my childhood with my mom. I have a BlackBerry Priv. Oh, thanks, Kool-Aid. Appreciate that. Oh, you want to know a story about my childhood? Okay, I'll tell you one. When I was 5, I ran away. Not kidding. I literally snuck out of school and tried to get away. I got caught by the police and they brought me back. That's it. And after that, I think a psychologist followed me around in school because I didn't understand why she would always ask me, am I okay? And what's going on? But yeah, I was 5. I was a brave little kindergartner. I just hid my backpack under my coat, walked away. And here's the thing, in my head, I thought that if you're able to just run away from school, you don't have to go back. I thought it was like quitting a job or something. Why'd I run away? School sucks. That's why. Screw school. Some teacher made me sit there the next day and think about what I did. Like, I didn't understand why I was sitting there. I literally did not feel sorry at all. I felt no shame or guilt whatsoever. So this teacher was too stupid to realize that a 5-year-old can't process that, can't understand that. So I just sat there and I knew I had to put on a show and pretend that I'm thinking. I thought about nothing. I was fine. I was good. No, school sucked. Yeah, school always sucks. So I did the right thing. More more people should, and I'm not recommending that for kids. I didn't get far. I just went a few blocks away, and I wasn't sure when it was safe to cross the street, and eventually a cop just came up to me, and she was real nice, and she just brought me back to school. That's it. But yeah, I was never much for school. Like, school was never for me. I don't feel I ever learned that much. All you really learn in school, at least for me, was socializing. Digital or physical media? Digital, I guess. I mean, I don't know. No, I would never do a trade because I don't want to work that hard at anything and spend a lot of time. I don't have the patience to be focused on one subject that long. So even anything like I'd have to learn like different numbers and stuff. I'm like, just fuck this. No, I don't want to have to do it. I will not do it. I got trained once. I took a job for a day at a movie theater when I was like 29 or something, or 30. I thought, oh, I'll work a second job at a movie theater. It was practically a kid, like a 19 or 20-year-old, was explaining how to use the register. Like, I couldn't follow a fucking thing. I couldn't understand it. I was like, fuck it, I quit. I don't know, Cobra Kai. I just don't have the patience to focus on learning stuff I'm not interested in. I love learning about movies. I love taking in information about that, about language, about Spanish. Keeping up with the news. I guess I keep up more with like, emotional information, like storytelling, that kind of thing. How to make a story work, how to propel it forward. That stuff I retain well, and I repeat it back, and it's a lot of fun. Uh, Learning like numbers and objects and things, I hate. So I will never, ever fucking learn a trade. Even though it's good work, it pays a lot of money, and you can, if you do it on your own, you don't do it for a company, all that money goes to you. But I just, yeah, goddamn that work to hell. I will not learn all that shit. Good for you. Making $45,000 a year? Hey, don't pay landlords if you can help it. Stay with your parents, save money if you can, live in a van if you have to, and then own a place. Buy a house and own it. No, I'm not going to do any kind of app job. For one thing, I can't do ride sharing because my car is too old. And also, I don't have room in it. My car is ugly and it's beat up. And I wouldn't want to anyways. So, there you go. Every reason. Not doing that. Be a landlord. Huh. Good. Yes, live with your parents. It's so screwed up how this country works. But yeah, live with your parents. Save that money. Because it goes by so quickly. And then own a place. I would love to be a landlord, and I would love to have enough money to pay someone dirt cheap rent and piss off all the people in the area, the landlords. So they're like, how can you do this? You're betraying us. How can you charge someone $100 a month in rent? I'd be like, screw you. Because unlike you, I was smart enough to make enough money, and I just want to help people now. You're the one begging, people for money and trying to keep poor people out and making people pay out the ass just to live at your place, and they probably have to share a bathroom. And you probably don't even like fixing stuff on time. You probably don't even like hearing from your tenants. So screw you. I'll be the guy who actually helps people. Rent out my back seat? You're right. I don't care about that Myers-Briggs thing. I don't understand what that is. How much battery's going down to 24%. If anyone else pulls up next to me, I'm driving right away. Fuck that. That creeped me out. Ugh, farted again. Thanks, Ricky. Appreciate that. It's easy to get discouraged, but, you know, one thing I've learned... What's the car doing? I wonder if it's a cop because only the yellow lights are on the car. I don't think it's a cop. I don't know. I'm not worried about it. They're far off in the distance. One thing I've learned is the greater the tragedy, the greater the triumph. Like, I've felt some really, really low lows in my life. I felt horribly bitterly alone. Like I had no future. Like I had nothing. I had nothing going for me. My life was pathetic. I basically had no friends, no opportunities, nothing. Didn't know anything about mental health. Didn't know anything about trying to get help for myself. I just thought life is horrible and I have no future. And so there's always a part of me that, you know, is like, it feels like I've time traveled and like somehow that person, you know, like I've only kind of escaped that. But somehow I'm in this future that I never thought I'd have. And as dark, as horrible, you know, things have felt, somehow I've also, you know, felt really great and had great experiences. So, you know, that's something to keep in mind too, is like just everything changes. You know, I think it's a Buddhist saying. I read like there's good news and bad news. The bad news is everything changes, but the good news is everything changes. So, you know, no matter what, I know it's like, it's just taking a matter of time. Sometimes it's just time is the issue where things have to fall in place at a certain moment. And as long as I'm doing well and like, you know, keeping my integrity and not just doing nothing, but actually working at something, it'll pay off. Like all the Spanish I'm learning, it'll be worth it. All the videos I'm putting up, it'll be worth it. All the hours I'm working on my job, hey, it is paying for everything I have. So, you know, it's worth it. At least my plumbing is working. Thanks. All right, Austin. Good luck. Hey, Herrera. Yeah, my phone's still dying. Oh, it's in overheating too. Let me take it out of the case. Let it cool down. Wow, it is hot. It's a successful live stream. And it's amazing to think I'm able to do this from my phone. This is the stuff I only imagined, you know, when I was a kid, people would be able to do is talk, you know, on video over their phone or devices or whatever, or some kind of satellite. Just farted again. So this is really great to do this. Frustrated, you know, but I've been through a lot worse. All right, Laura. Take care. Thanks for joining us. And, you know I got more going for me now than ever in a way. Just literally trying to work out in my head. No, I'm not into cryptocurrency. Work out in my head. What do I do? What do I figure out for a job? That's why this video is titled what it is. And it's cooling down. I'm trying to see if I have something cold in the car. I don't. Oh, shit. And I didn't realize I have my hummus here. I left it. Yeah, it's fine, though. It's still cold. But I got to put that in the trunk so it stays cold because the, you know, cabin of my car, it's warm because of the heat I've been running. But the trunk is generally always cold. But I'm literally trying to figure out what work do I do. Basically, the only thing I could be interested in, and now that I'm homeless, it kind of makes a little more sense in a way for me because, like, some of these jobs are farther out, is for some kind of video company. I don't really want to make videos for anybody else. Making videos for clients can be, you can make decent money. Although a lot of them, you need skills I don't have, like being, like knowing, like Adobe Premiere, which I don't know, and After Effects. Wouldn't be that hard to learn either, really. Especially Premiere. Premiere is simple enough. I've used that before. After Effects, that's special effects software. That's more complicated. but I don't want to dedicate time to that shit. It's like, as soon as I would start doing that, I know what my impulse would be. It's like, why would I make videos for someone else when I can do them for myself? You're asking if I asked Michael Green for advice. I did at his dad's trailer in 2014 when I visited. And it wasn't on camera. And what Grandpa said, and Grandpa was so nice, once I pranked him after that was done, is you got to do something, bring some more excitement to your videos. And Michael's been a great help, and his dad, we did the Walking Dead prank, which was awesome. It was so fucking funny. Seeing Grandpa flip the fuck out on that. And I shot the news footage for that. And also the other pranks, I did it as, not just the prank I did at his trailer, and then a few other videos. I forget if we did something else between then and the Walking Dead video, but incredibly helpful. That was one of the first big boosts to my YouTube channel. But no, I haven't asked him anything specific. Once in a while we say hi to each other, but he's going through a lot, and there's nothing to really say. If he wants to talk, we'll talk. But no, I know what I need to do is just take a chance, focus on something on YouTube. I don't know what I will do on YouTube. Maybe I should do a different kind of video, because yeah, I've done videos for small businesses. I actually did that for 2 years for an entertainment agency around here. Don't want to do it again. Michael Green is Angry Grandpa's son, Pickle Boy, or Kid Behind a Camera. I don't really want to do videos for other companies. If I'm going to do videos for a company, I'll just make up an unauthorized commercial and just put it on my channel, which maybe I should do. All right, Footsteps, thanks for watching. My phone is going to die soon, 18%. It's still overheating. You know what? I should just get going. And I'm going to look up jobs. Well, was that what I was going to look up? I can't remember now. I thought I was going to look up something else. But really, yeah, the only thing I'd want to do is videos. So maybe I'll try and make a funny video tomorrow on my phone. Just an all one-take video doing that. So I'm not live streaming for 2.5 hours, and which is fun. Don't get me wrong. It's just taking up time, and I need to maximize my time. So anyways, my phone's still overheating. It's going down to 18%. Battery, mayor of Los Angeles, was giving a speech today on human rights and was shut down by protesters who criticized him for criminalizing the homeless. For your information. Good! Good for them. I hate hypocrite politicians. Act like they're for the people, but they know damn well which constituents they're serving when they try and keep homeless people out because they want to keep their property values high for the rich homeowners. Why don't the rich homeowners think of ways to get people into homes and think of ways to make more money for themselves at the same time, instead of thinking we have to exploit others to make money? Figure that out instead of expecting homeless people to figure out how they're going to get jobs, how they're going to get medical care, how they're going to get an education, how they're going to get treatment if they need treatment for an addiction or mental illness or a physical illness. Instead of all that, how about you all figure out how to use your voice to help others and make more money, if you're so concerned with making money. Anyways, yeah, good for those protesters. Ridiculous. I got to think of something. I don't know. Maybe I'll just try and keep making funny videos. Maybe I'll try and make a funny video. I haven't done that in a while. So anyways, I'll get going. It's been 2.5 hours live stream. Thanks for watching, everybody. Good night.